Imagine your salary is 50,000. Would you be able to build wealth, or you would just be surviving? In today's episode, we are going to undertake a financial health score for someone earning 50,000. Happy new month! And we are doing this analysis so that you start the month strong. In case you're in a situation, you try and fix it as you get ready for the next month. By the end of this video, you'll know how much you should be saving, how much debt is too much, whether you're investing enough, and you will calculate your own financial health out of 100%. What do you think would be your performance? Let's engage in the comment section as we watch the video. Hello good people, hope you're doing well. Jacie is my name, and this is the Money and Growth Circle, where we are working towards financial peace and ultimately financial freedom. If this is your kind of content, make sure you're subscribed so that every time we have a new upload, you'll get an alert. Let's get to the video. The first thing we need to establish: what are your sources of income? By the way, do you know your sources of income, or you just assume maybe the monthly income you get is your only source of income? Perhaps it's time to examine all your sources of income so that at least you can ascertain how much you make in a month, not just from your mainstream source of income. So in this instance, we'll assume you have a constant income of 50,000 and perhaps you're getting 5,000 from the side hustle. By this time you have not invested, so you don't have any savings and you don't have an investment portfolio. If that's you, whether you're earning 50,000 or more or less, this video is for you. This could be your wake-up call to start saving and investing. The first thing you need to address when it comes to income: if your mainstream income was cut off today, how long can you survive without it? Or perhaps I should ask, if you lost your job today, how long can you survive before you get the next job? So let's first address the rating. If you only have one source of income, then your rating is 3 out of 10. If you have 2 streams of income, perhaps 6 out of 10. If you have 3 or more, you're almost getting to 10 out of 10. So let's analyze your monthly budget. Right now, if you want to have a realistic budget, this is how it should look like. Your rent should not exceed 15,000. Your food should be about 8,000. Transport 4,000. Utilities 2,500. Airtime and data 1,500. Loan repayments 5,000. Entertainment not more than 2,000, if possible 0. Savings 5,000. Investments 5,000, and miscellaneous of 2,000. So if you have dependents, you should allocate the miscellaneous. If you have to give back to the society, say your parents, your siblings, welfare, charity, all those things, you can allocate the miscellaneous and the entertainment fund to that if it is every month. And for now, do away with entertainment, and make sure that whatever you have accommodates all the expenses such that you will not need a miscellaneous allocation. Now ask yourself, how much wealth am I building? Between savings and investment of 10,000, that's about 20% of your income. Let's engage in the comment section. What percentage of your income do you save and invest? Or do you just allocate an amount? I'd love to know. The truth is, 5,000, 10,000 may not sound like serious investment if you're starting up, perhaps. But over time, it's going to sound like something tangible. The power of consistency. If you save and invest 10,000 every month. By the end of the year, you will have accumulated 120,000. Does that sound now like something better than 5,000? Yes, that's why you need to start, and that is why you need to make sure that no matter how little, you're putting something aside for your saving and investment. If someone told you that if you're earning 50,000, by the end of the year, you can't be able to accumulate 120,000, which is more than double your monthly income, you would have felt like it's a bit ambitious. But when you break it down into numbers, now you see the reality of how achievable it is. It can even become better if you have a second source of income, or you have a spouse and your incomes are complementing each other, which means perhaps you find yourself being able to save and invest more. So if you don't have an emergency fund, the first year your goal should be putting the 10,000 aside for your emergency fund. You can decide to put in a savings account, or you put everything in a money market fund. I would recommend a money market fund because it gives you better interest rates and returns, of course. We have partnered with Kuza Asset Management and Etika Capital to offer you the money market fund. So you can use the link down below to open a money market fund account and you start your saving and investment journey. By the end of the year, you'll have 120,000 plus extra in terms of the interest that you will have earned in the course of the year. Does that sound a bit realistic? From 5,000 to 120,000? Yes. So by the end of 12 months, you'll have achieved your saving goal. Perhaps 120 would take you 3 months worth of your living. The 120 saved as your emergency fund amounts to 3 months worth of living because your budget is 40,000. The question is, if you have accumulated an emergency fund, how long can it last you in case you lost your main source of income? Is it a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, or you're still living hand to mouth? Let's engage in the comment section. So after establishing an emergency fund, you're not financially secure yet, but you're making progress. Once you achieve your minimum, you can now start increasing your emergency fund every month by putting aside 2,000 and increase investments to 8,000. Remember, you have an allocation of 10,000 every month towards saving and investment. So once you hit your 3 months target, you can now stagger the contributions to 2,000 and you start investing. Once again, if you need guidance on where to invest or how to align your investment and your personal finance pillars with your financial goals, you can always book a session and we can engage and ensure you're aligned. So the next aspect is investing. Assuming you put aside 10,000 in a money market fund every month, that means by the end of 12 months, you'll have put aside 120,000. If the rate is an average of 10%, then it means you'll have made 12,000 in returns. And remember, for a money market fund, it is compounded and interest is calculated daily. So you'll have actually more than that. So you started the year with 5,000. You're ending the year with 120,000 savings plus 12,000 in returns. Is it worth it? Of course, yes. So don't feel like putting aside 10,000, 5,000 is little. Assuming even if you did 5,000, you would be talking of 66,000. That is returns of 6,000. I believe it is worthwhile. Remember, the most important thing is not the return, but the consistency. Successful investors start with what they can afford and what they have today, but invest consistently. So on the debt aspect, you are repaying debt at 5,000 a month. That's about 10% debt ratio. Is reasonable. Remember, this debt must be good debt, not consumable or bad debt. Okay? The truth of the matter is, if your debt ratio is 10%, then it's realistic and manageable. So let's look at the other aspect of net worth. Have you even ever considered calculating your net worth? We've shared a series of the net worth. You can check it out. But let's just look at a few things that you can look at as you calculate your net worth, which is assets minus liabilities. So assuming you have savings of 45,000, this is an assumption because initially we had said you could be at zero. So for the net worth, you're supposed to calculate your assets minus liabilities, and the answer should always be positive. If it is a break even, that is equals to zero, you have a lot to do because you need to build your net worth, because basically you are at zero. If it is negative, you should work towards the positive side. As you've seen when we computed how to start investing and how to start putting aside some money, you can see it's doable. If you only put 5,000 aside, 10,000, over time you will see some level of growth. And let me tell you, even if you're not able to put the 5,000, 10,000, start with that 100, 500. With time you will see the difference. So let's now do the financial score. So if you have one source of income, you're at 3. If your budget is working, you are at maybe 6, 7. If at least you're saving and investing 20% of your income, you could be around 7, 8. For saving, right now, if you're not saving at all, you're at 0, which means you need to start saving. And before you become consistent, maybe you will be at 2, 3 to 4 there max. Then if you're investing consistently and you're assessing your returns, then you should be at above 5. If your debt is in control and your debt ratio is manageable, then you should be at between 6 to 9. And of course, your debt should not be bad debt, but good debt, which is giving you returns. Overall, your net worth should not be below 6 out of 10. So, if you're earning 50,000 and you ask me today where you should focus in the coming month, here are a few things that you need to look into. Have a working and realistic budget and follow it to the letter. If you need assistance coming up with a budget, we have a link to budget templates in the description down below. Follow our digital portal. It has customized budgets for whether you're single, married, maybe you have kids going to school, maybe you have a mix of newborn, and there's a general budget. So just follow the link and choose the one that aligns with your current status. The next thing you should focus on is to build your emergency fund. We have noted that if you're at 0, then it means you have to at least create a 3 months worth of living of 120, which means for the next 1 year, you put aside 10,000. That way, you will have achieved that goal. You also need to start thinking of investing. For now, because we are focusing on the emergency fund, you can only invest if you have additional income or you find yourself being in a situation whereby you can cut off some of the expenses. Make sure you have room for your debt repayment while you still save and invest. You have to work hard for your tomorrow, not just your today. Then review your net worth every month, not just your bank balance, so that you can assess whether you're growing or you're stuck. or perhaps you're at negative or at zero and you need to start working on it. So the challenge for this month is these 5 items. Calculate your monthly income, your savings rate, your monthly investment amount, your debt ratio, and your net worth. And in case you need assistance, reach out. You can book a session down below, or you can drop an email or a comment with your email address, and I will definitely reach out. By the end of next month, you need to know the percentage of your financial health. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. If you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on the next one. Bye.